This is Chris Wade with the South Carolina Public Safety Chaplains Association. Today, we're getting to know some of the chaplains in our state, and we're with Chaplain Gina Hovis. Gina, what public safety agency do you work with, and how long have you been there?
I'm in Newport, South Carolina, and it is in between York City and Rock Hill, and I've been there since 2017.
Okay. What do you like about being chaplain there?
I like supporting the guys. I like especially supporting the chief. They have a wonderful chief there who has dedicated his whole life and just about being at Newport. And the best thing is I get to hang out with my husband, who is a training officer, and my son, who is a junior firefighter.
Oh, cool. How old's your son?
He's 19.
19. Okay, cool. So what was your faith tradition growing up?
Chris, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and I was cradle Catholic, and I stayed in Catholicism until I got married and switched over to the Episcopalian Church and was there for about 12 years, got married in the Episcopalian faith and raised our kids there. And then felt a calling and went back to Catholicism.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you mentioned a little bit about your family. Tell us about your family.
Okay. I'm married to Chief Hovis, who has been a firefighter for 30 years now.
Wow.
And yeah, dedicated and loves his job. And so he works at Rock Hill. Mm-hmm. I have a son who I said was a junior firefighter, started off in Newport, and he just recently got hired close to you, which is in Irmo, South Carolina, and he absolutely loves his job as a career firefighter. And I have a daughter who will be graduating next year. I'm not sure where she's going to go. She said she wanted to become a paramedic at one given time, but I think she's going to go into the accounting field.
Paramedic or accounting, those are quite different. Maybe she'll do the budgets and billing for ambulance service.
Yeah, I'd like to see her follow in our footsteps, but I don't know what she's going to do at this time.
Mm-hmm. So what other ministries are you involved with, if any?
So I did some work as a hospital chaplain, volunteer for a little while. Mm-hmm. And I am now involved in a healing ministry.
Okay.
It's spiritual healing, so spiritual direction, healing ministry. The best way to describe that would be like a spiritual doula or a healing doula.
Okay. Explain that.
So I help people in crisis. I have a ministry that is partly spiritual direction, and then I also help with traditional Chinese medicine and reflexology and spiritual care and mindfulness. And so it's bringing the spiritual awareness to people when they're in a crisis. So it's a combination, hodgepodge of everything that I've learned over my career that's kind of brought me to chaplaincy.
Okay. So what got you into chaplaincy?
First into chaplaincy, how long ago got into chaplaincy? I had two chaplains that were my chaplain when I was a police officer. And they were from the South and I was from the North. Not that there was any difference, but there kind of was because they were Baptist and I was Catholic. So, and they were also males and I was a female. And so I wanted to make a difference, and I didn't feel like they understood me. So I kind of took a different pathway, and I started to study chaplaincy and crisis work. I started in 2013 in spiritual direction. Then I went to work for Billy Graham in the Christmas shoebox, Operation Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Operation Christmas Child.
Operation Christmas Child. And then I started with them for chaplaincy.
Okay. And they're in Charlotte?
Yes. In Charlotte. So from there, I started taking some CISM classes with Dr. Tina Brooks at the Academy in North Carolina. Then about a year later, I went to the FAST. I'm trying to think, categorizing this, but I went to a class with Patty Johns for the
Patty
FAST
Graham
team.
now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Patty Graham. And then that's when I met you and Dave, and we started talking about chaplaincy, and then we created the South Carolina chaplaincy team.
Okay. So you mentioned briefly police. What other background do you have in public safety?
So I started off myself as a junior firefighter when I was 16 years old. Became a dispatcher, an EMT, and then a paramedic in Pennsylvania. Did all that. And wow. Yeah. Then I left it and went into the medical field for about 20 years. Then I left that and went into policing. Stayed in policing for about 6 years.
Patrol, where were you doing that?
Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Okay. So what do you love about being a chaplain?
I love helping people. I've always been there, you know, doing this kind of work, and I guess just opening your heart and helping somebody and being that compassion and empathetic person when somebody is down and out, when somebody needs our help and there's no answers, to be able to open up your hands, to open up your eyes, your ears, to let them put their head on your shoulders. Now we can't do that with COVID-19, but you know,
yeah, a little hard.
Little hard. So, but just being there in the crisis with these people and offering them some hope and sharing your faith with them, letting them know that God is there to help. And whatever their faith tradition is, it's not about me, it's about them and what they're going through and helping them in their struggles.
So what are some of the challenges you see about being a chaplain?
I think one, being a female. People usually see chaplains as a male personnel. Maybe two, being Catholic. You don't see too many women in that category as chaplain roles. I think that's those two probably. Okay.
So if you were asked by someone who felt called to be in chaplain ministry, how would you direct them?
I would say that I would call on you. I would direct them to you. I would tell them it's a wonderful ministry. It's been a long road. I know when I was doing hospice chaplain and I went in to interview for some part-time volunteer work, the gentleman said to me, "You have so much training." And he said, "What are you going to do with it?" And I said, "Wherever God leads me." So it is a calling. You know, I have been on this road with learning all the CISMS classes and the crisis classes and different classes. And I feel like if you have that calling to go out and help someone, whether you have the background in crisis work or whether you have the background in public safety, God will equip you with what you need.
Very true. So what desires do you have about being a chaplain? Where do you want to go with your ministry?
There's so many things I would like to do. First, I want to say I'm glad that we started this ministry for Public Safety Chaplains Association several years ago. One of the things I would like to see is I would like to start getting out there more in my ministry and helping first responders' wives to help them understand what it's like. Gerald Mishu has a program called Loving and Living with a Firefighter. I would like to take that.
That's done through the Low Country Firefighter Support Team.
Yes, yes, yeah. He gave permission, and I would like to use it, but also incorporate Loving and Living with a first responder, because it doesn't matter whether you're an EMT, paramedic, police officer, dispatcher, firefighter. I think I named them all, right? we're different. They're different. I could say
Yeah.
we, because I've been in all those jobs. But helping their spouse understand. So I would like to start something around here for those spouses.
Mm-hmm.
I think another part of the ministry, part of SCPSCA is to have retirees come on board with us once they retire from their job, because they're a wealth of information. They've done the
Yes,
job.
they are.
So I think that given that they could mentor a newbie
Mm-hmm.
that might be on probation. I know there's a lot of people out there that say, well, I can't be a chaplain. I don't know anything about it. But, I thought the same thing a long time ago. And through some CISMS classes and through the classes at the academy that you and Dave teach, through the Firefighters Association, through Bill that teaches ICPC, all of that, we can train people.
Yeah, CISM, critical incident stress management.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of training out there to get people up to speed and to help create professional chaplains out there in this state.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of this for me is I like going to those classes. I like hearing the instructors and the speakers, and then you get to know other chaplains from all over the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And see what they're doing, and then you get ideas, and so you can create whatever you want.
Well, I want to say thank you for taking the time to share who you are and share your heart and share your ministry. Wish you all God's blessings.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for the opportunity, and be safe. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.